What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Living in Jacksonville. Today we're going over my top 3 neighborhoods in Holly Ridge, North Carolina. Let's hop into it. All right, guys, and before I get started, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, helping me grow this channel to what it is today. Because of you guys, I've been able to support my family, put food on the table, and live a very blessed life, and I'm very fortunate for that. You guys have helped this channel go from 0 to 1,100 subscribers and growing on a daily basis. We get anywhere between 12 to 15,000 views a month, and I feel like that is growing this coming year. We have some really cool things coming up in 2025 that I hope you guys stay tuned for, but as a thank you, I want to do a giveaway. We're going to do 2 giveaways, and I'm going to announce what those giveaways are on November 20th. So stay tuned to the channel over the coming weeks. In my community posts, I'm going to be putting out the giveaway details, everything from how you sign up and how you will be chosen to what is actually being given away. So with that, I just wanted to say thank you guys, and this is my way of, outside of helping in real estate and doing whatever else, this is my way of just saying thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support you've given me, my family, and ultimately this channel. And hopefully the content is valuable for you guys. Hopefully it helps a little bit. But this giveaway, I think, is going to be cool. I'm super excited to give back a little bit. Now, with that, we are discussing Holly Ridge, North Carolina, and 3 of the top neighborhoods, my top neighborhoods in Holly Ridge. I do live in Holly Ridge, and so some of these might be a little bit, biased because I've lived in some of these neighborhoods. But with that said, the first piece of information that we have is that Holly Ridge is a major draw, and it's up and coming area simply because of its proximity to both Jacksonville and Wilmington. It's about 30 minutes to each major city. So all of the big box shopping and dining and, entertainment options and stuff, you can drive 30 minutes either way to Jacksonville or Wilmington, and you're there. You got it right at your fingertips. However, Holly Ridge is a rural town. It's very small. There's not much going on. We don't have stores. We have a gas station. We have a brewery, right? A couple campgrounds, that kind of thing. But it's really not big at all. And so everything that we do is pretty much in either Sneads Ferry or Surf City. Those are the 2 main areas that we go to. And so like where I live, I go to Surf City. That's where I do my shopping. That's where we go to the beach. That's where I go to the gym, so on and so forth. You get the gist. But you can go to Sneads Ferry or Surf City. Those are your 2 closest areas that have all of that stuff. Holly Ridge is nice though because it's quiet, right? It's rural, so it's still kind of being developed on, but it's still very unheard of, which helps bring the costs down in terms of real estate, and also the taxes are fairly cheap as well. And with that, another major draw to Holly Ridge is that you can get waterfront properties. You're not getting, oceanfront properties, but you are getting bayfront and intercoastal front properties, which in my opinion is awesome because you mitigate a lot of the flood risk and that kind of thing. But man, boating, fishing, walking, all of that you have right here at your fingertips, stone's throw away from all of these neighborhoods. So with that, let's roll into the neighborhoods. All right, first up is Redds Cove. Redds Cove is actually kind of a twofer. You get 2 neighborhoods for one because Redds Cove has a originated section, a section that's pretty much built out. It's got like 2 or 3 houses being built on the backside, but then you also have the retreat at Redds Cove. The retreat at Redds Cove is a completely waterfront neighborhood. It's gated. It's got a little gate to it, kind of a master plan type neighborhood inside of a neighborhood, which makes it really unique. It does have a fireplace. It has a boat launch, canoe and kayak launch. It does have playgrounds, a little community center, and it does have a marina as well on the backside. And so all of these homes are going to be on the water, whether it's a canal or the intercoastal, which actually is Spicer Bay, but waterfront homes. These homes are starting anywhere from about $700,000 all the way up to, there's one listed right now. It is a resale home, but it's listed for $2.2 million. So just to get an idea, this is a luxury neighborhood. It's right there on the water. It's a beautiful neighborhood, but you do get canal front properties as well as intercoastal front properties. All right, now with that, Redds Cove is attached to it. And as you guys can see in the video, all it is, it's a little wall that separates the retreat at Redds Cove and then Redds Cove. Redds Cove is the OG, it's the original neighborhood in here. Redds Cove is a bunch of craftsman and colonial style homes, beautiful, beautiful homes, but they range anywhere from about $450,000 up to about $700,000. They do have access to the intercoastal waterway, so there's a boat launch that they can take advantage of. Take the kayak, the canoe out, go fishing, do whatever you got to do. But it is a great neighborhood, very family friendly, and it's kind of tucked away on the backside of Holly Ridge, but only about a 12-minute drive to the beach, 10-minute drive to the grocery store, to the gym, everything that you're going to need. Redds Cove definitely has a very nice family-friendly feel, in my opinion, for the size house you get, somewhere around 2,500 square feet plus. It's a very good price as well. So being that close to the water, that close to Surf City, and it's only about 12-15 minutes away from Sneed's Ferry too, you really can't beat it. Redds Cove is great. It is a little bit more of your mature neighborhood, but nonetheless, it's relatively affordable, big houses, close to the water, really can't beat it. All right, next up is one of the most popular neighborhoods in Holly Ridge, and it is Kings Harbor. Kings Harbor is a little bit of a bigger neighborhood just because it has more houses, a little bit more landmass, and it is direct waterfront as well. It has Kings Creek as well as Spicer Bay, and there are waterfront properties. Now, what I will say, there's a homeowner, developer on the very, very backside of Kings Harbor that is putting in a wedding venue. I don't know what the approvals actually have been. They were looking at like 200 guests for that wedding venue. So sales in part of Kings Harbor have slowed down a little bit simply because of that wedding venue, as you can imagine, because the views out the back of Kings Harbor are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And you can see all the way down to the Surf City Bridge from Kings Harbor. You can see all the way down to Surf City Bridge from Redds Cove. I mean, they are neighborhoods. So Kings Harbor ranges anywhere from about $300,000 up to, I would say, pretty close to $1 million, maybe $800,000 or $900,000. But spectacular homes, and very family friendly. It's a very walkable neighborhood. These aren't like sidewalk lined streets or anything like that. In fact, they are very minimally cared for streets, I guess I want to say. There's a minimal HOA, and they're not that super maintained, but it makes it very family friendly, very walkable. People are running up and down the streets every single day, families going out walks. It is sort of a golf cart neighborhood, not technically, but everybody drives around in golf carts. They go to the water in their golf cart. They go fishing on the dock. They drop their boat in the boat launch in Kings Creek. So this neighborhood is awesome. I used to live in Kings Harbor not too long ago, and I absolutely loved it. You do get, some bigger yards. The houses range anywhere from about 1,100 square feet all the way up to 3,000 plus, depending on where you are. So there's a very wide range of housing and prices here in Kings Harbor. But if you guys go down in my community posts, you will see a couple pictures from the creek that I posted of the sunset over the creek. It is absolutely beautiful. And if you have a john boat or a little skiff or something like that, and you go out on the creek when it's like glass, when the water's like glass, you honestly can't beat it. It's untouched water. It's beautiful, serene. You can go fishing. You can just go out and hang out, have some drinks on the boat, which a lot of people do. But take the golf cart down, hop on the boat, and go. Really is a spectacular neighborhood, and it's one that's often thought about, or it's one that's often overlooked when looking at a lot of these neighborhoods, simply because there's not a lot that comes on the market. When people move into Kings Harbor, they stay in Kings Harbor. It is one of those neighborhoods that there's enough room to upsize if you want to upsize. Maybe you own a 1,100 square foot house, you sell it, and then you get into a 2,000 square foot house in the same neighborhood. It's definitely possible to upsize. But once again, people that move into Kings Harbor don't leave Kings Harbor. They absolutely love it. And the only reason they do leave is because they're like going to a new town or a new state or something to that effect. But you get a mix of people from young families to retirees. It's an absolutely awesome neighborhood. I love it, and I used to live there. All right, and last but not least is the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge. Yes, that is what the neighborhood is actually called. It consists of, I think, about 400 to 500 homes in the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge. The front half of the neighborhood is essentially your $300,000 homes. They are your smaller homes. A lot of them are rentals, and they are what you would consider your beginner home, your starter home, first-time home buyer home, right? 1,100 square feet, 1,000 square feet, very small yard. Most most of them fenced, but it is the closest of these three neighborhoods to Surf City. And we're looking at maybe a 7-minute drive into Surf City. Probably actually not even that long into Surf City. On the backside of the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge, you have a little bit more of your higher end homes in the mid 400,000s into the 500,000s. Really don't break 600 in the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge, which is really nice, but you do get really big houses. 2,000, 3,000 square feet, and they're very good price. This is an extremely family-friendly neighborhood. There's walking trails. There's a little, I guess you would call it a little park setting with picnic tables and, you know, sitting under the trees with little grills and things like that. There's trails that go throughout the neighborhood, so you'll see people running and walking their dogs every single day, as well as little ponds that people fish in. And, you know, when you're walking and you have the water there, it's just a beautiful sight, and it makes you feel like you're in the South, you're near the beach. It's just something about water, something about being next to the water makes you feel a little bit more relaxed, right? So the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge, spectacular for that reason as well. Now, with that, homes are available much more often in the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge, and simply because you have a lot more homes to choose from. You have 400 to 500 homes in there versus 50, 60, 70 in Kings Harbor and Redds Cove. So the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge is right outside of Surf City. It's literally, you hook a right out of the neighborhood and you drive 2 minutes and you see the Surf City sign. So you're really close to all the restaurants, you're close to the island, you're close to, you know, all of the stores and the gym and everything else. So it is the closest to those amenities, right? And it's the oldest neighborhood that we're talking about today, the biggest and probably the most affordable as well. It is not direct waterfront though, so you cannot get onto the intercoastal waterway or onto the beach from this neighborhood. It's the only neighborhood in today's conversation that is not waterfront, though it does have those ponds, so which is a really nice feature, right? Just so you can get some water. But with that said, it is not waterfront. So you can drive to Highway 17 in a matter of probably about 3-4 minutes from the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge. Redds Cove and Kings Harbor, because they're right next to each other, are probably about 7-8 minutes to Highway 17. But once again, all three of these neighborhoods are 30 minutes each way to Wilmington or Jacksonville. So whichever way you're trying to go, you can get there in, you know, pretty quickly. Surf City does have all of your, you know, your immediate urgent care. It has some dentist offices, eye doctors, you know, that kind of thing. Holly Ridge, though, as a whole, does not. You need to get in Sneaks Ferry or Surf City, once again, about 10 or 12 minutes. So it's not a big deal, but Holly Ridge has nothing. The one thing I'll say is that there is a lot of land being sold in Holly Ridge right now for new neighborhoods. So pretty soon, there's gonna need to be commercial being developed on Highway 17 in Holly Ridge in order to support the residents of Holly Ridge, because it is a growing town. So with that, the taxes are sort of all over the place. You get a city tax and you get a county tax. County tax is 65 cents per $100 in value, and the city tax is, I believe it's 34 cents per $100 of value. So if you happen to get the city taxes thrown in, which only the neighborhoods of Holly Ridge has those city taxes, you'd be at $1, basically $1 per 100 in value as far as taxes go. Kings Harbor and Redds Cove do not have those taxes, so it's just the county rate of 65 cents per 100. So it's really not bad. If you're moving from the Northeast, you're going to be saving a hell of a lot of money. If you're moving from out West, you're saving a lot of money as well. Anywhere there's a higher tax bracket, you're saving a lot of money coming to Holly Ridge or any of the surrounding areas. So something to think about as well. But with that, guys, you guys know my thoughts on Holly Ridge. I absolutely love it here. I love living here. I still live in Holly Ridge. I live across the street from Kings Harbor, and I absolutely love it. So if you guys are looking to make a move to the area and Holly Ridge interests you, these are 3 neighborhoods that may catch your interest. I do have a video on Summer House, which is the master plan neighborhood here in Holly Ridge that you guys can go down through my feed and take a look at. It's spectacular, $1 million homes. It's a resort style neighborhood. Awesome. But I will be talking more about Holly Ridge neighborhoods here in the future, as it does seem to be popular demand, people interested in Holly Ridge. So with that, I hope you guys got something from this video. Be sure to stay tuned for the giveaway I'm doing. And until the next video, guys, peace. See you later. Bye.